Yo, I really don't like doing the internet. I really, really don't like doing the internet. But the sad, stop calling me. Me to stop calling me.
Yo, what's up, everyone? The streets thought they'd seen chaos before, but January 2026, that month hit different. Celina Powell went and dropped a FaceTime recording that had Offset threatening Stefon Diggs, and it wasn't no light talk either. We talking about serious threats like beat, strip, and shoot him in the knee level crazy. Cardi B's whole world flipped upside down after that dropped. Let's run it back and see how this wild mess started. This was the leak that shattered the internet. Nothing in recent memory even came close to this kind of drama. Celina Powell, yeah, the same woman the hip-hop scene calls the Black Widow, hit the world with a bombshell FaceTime clip that shook up the entire industry. In that leaked audio, you could clearly hear Offset, real name Kiari Kendro Cephas, making violent threats toward NFL star Stefon Diggs, who just so happens to be Cardi B's man and the father of her youngest kid. This wasn't gossip, this wasn't he said, she said. This was Offset's real voice out there for the world to hear. Within hours, millions had already listened to it, and the internet exploded with reactions. The original X post from Red Media US alone racked up over 3.9 million views, 31,000 likes, and 2,000 reposts in just a few days. Social media went straight feral. Powell had first dropped the clip on Instagram, and she didn't do it just for attention either. She even wrote, "If anything happens to me, Offset did it." Celina Powell wasn't holding back this time. She posted, "Tired of this grown man threatening me almost every day and got me living in fear because he owes me 15,000 plus. I've tried to get my money back for weeks and all I've gotten is threats." That message alone had people shook. She claimed she feared for her safety and had the receipts to back it up. The viral clip itself was a screen recording of a FaceTime call between Powell and Offset. In the footage, you can see the Migos rapper sitting in a dimly lit space, rocking his shades and talking with a sharp, aggressive tone. The call only runs about 17 seconds, but those 17 seconds were explosive. Every second was packed with enough drama to shake up an entire divorce case. Think about that. Just 17 seconds of pure chaos. Offset could be heard making some seriously intense threats. Words like beat, strip, and shoot him in the knee. And let's be real, those ain't just lyrics or metaphors from a rap song. Those were direct threats toward a professional athlete whose entire career depends on his knees. Stefon Diggs, the NFL wide receiver now with the New England Patriots, is a four-time Pro Bowler known for his crisp roots and clutch performances, including the iconic Minneapolis Miracle back in 2018. Offset's words weren't just disrespectful, they sounded like he was trying to end this man's career. But it didn't stop there. Powell dropped even more allegations, claiming Offset went as far as dissing Cardi B's newborn son with Diggs. She said he called the baby inappropriate names and even claimed their daughter, Kultura, doesn't like the baby. That's beyond personal. That's a whole new level of low. Once you start talking about someone's infant child, every boundary's been crossed. And the timing of this leak, it fits right into a bigger storm that's been brewing for months. Just a few days before all this chaos, on January 3rd, 2026, Celina Powell had already sent the internet into a frenzy. She leaked a video showing Offset allegedly sleeping right next to her. That clip went viral overnight, forcing Cardi B to jump on live to speak on it. The streets were buzzing nonstop, but once that threat video dropped, it went from quiet whispers to full-blown screaming matches online. Major outlets like Hot New Hip Hop, Gossip, and even the Times of India grabbed the story and ran with it, pushing the drama into every corner of the internet. By January 12, 2026, the situation had pulled in over 10 million impressions, and counting. Offset's team? Silent. No official response, no public statement, nothing. Just crickets. Sure, in the past, his camp brushed off similar situations as misinterpretations. But let's be honest, how do you misinterpret someone saying shot in the knee? There's no twisting that kind of talk. To really get what's going on, you gotta understand the main players. Celina Powell, born June 13, 1995, is no stranger to controversy. She's a social media figure with a rep built on shocking claims about her connections with celebrities. With over 3 million Instagram followers and an active OnlyFans, she's built a brand on stirring headlines. Her name first hit the spotlight back in 2017, when she falsely claimed she was pregnant by Offset, a move that led to extortion accusations from him after she allegedly demanded $50,000. And that's not all. She's made other unverified claims about celebs like Snoop Dogg, Trey Songz, and more, often dropping DMs or clips for attention. In 2021, she even served time for a probation violation linked to stalking charges. Lately, she's tried shifting into podcasting, but she still stays surrounded by drama. So when she popped back up in 2026, mixing Offset's name with leaked videos, alleged debts, and threats, it felt like deja vu. And no matter what anyone says about her motives, one thing can't be denied. That audio, it speaks loud and clear for itself. There's no faking that kind of proof. You can't fabricate someone's voice making specific violent threats like that. It's raw, it's real, and the internet knew it instantly. Public reactions on X painted the picture clear. Around 70% of users came down hard on Offset, 20% stayed neutral or just made memes out of the chaos, and only 10% defended him, saying he was just venting. But that excuse didn't fly for most people. The social media explosion that followed was absolutely wild. Hashtags like #OffsetThreats, #Cardi B, #Stefon Diggs, and #Celina Powell started trending worldwide, racking up over 15 million impressions in just 48 hours. The platform turned into a digital courtroom overnight, with users demanding legal action. One viral X post from a random college student pulled in 2.6 million views. Caption: Celina Powell shares FaceTime video of Migos Offset threatening to beat, strip, and shoot Cardi B's boyfriend Stefon Diggs in the knee. The replies went crazy. People were furious. Comments like, "Offset needs to be arrested ASAP," and "This ain't just talk," flooded the post. Nobody was laughing. The tone online turned serious fast. Another viral post claimed, "Offset threatens to shoot and kill Stefon Diggs. This will only make Cardi B's case against him easier." The replies kept echoing one phrase over and over: "Lock him up before he hurts someone." Meanwhile, over on Instagram, Powell's original upload blew up too, pulling in 500,000 likes and over 20,000 comments, many of them tagging law enforcement with things like FBI. This is evidence. Even TikTok joined in, with duets and stitches flooding feeds everywhere. Creators breaking down the audio and calling it out for having domestic abuse vibes. The entire internet seemed to agree for once. Something was deeply off about Offset. People weren't just gossiping anymore. They were convinced they were witnessing a pattern, a history of hurt unfolding right before their eyes. To really understand why Cardi B broke down crying after that viral clip dropped, you gotta know the years of emotional chaos that came before it. Her and Offset's story has been messy from the start, like reality show level messy. Their roller coaster began in early 2017 when they met at an industry event and teamed up on the track Lick, their first public outing as a couple. Super Bowl 51. They looked like hip-hop's new power duo, but behind the cameras, things were way more complicated. By September 2017, they were already secretly married in a quiet Atlanta ceremony. Nobody even knew about it until June 2018 when TMZ spilled the tea. What looked like a fairy tale marriage started cracking fast. Between 2018 and 2019, Offset's name kept popping up in cheating rumors, including that infamous alleged link to Celina Powell herself. Cardi finally announced their split in December 2018, but despite all that heartbreak, they found themselves back together not long after, especially following the birth of their daughter Kulture in July 2018. But peace didn't last long. By September 2020, Cardi filed for divorce for the first time, fed up with more rumors of infidelity, only to pull back the filing in November after yet another reconciliation. Their son Wave arrived in September 2021, but the cheating whispers never really went away, no matter how many sweet posts or date nights they showed online. Then came July 2024, the breaking point. Cardi filed for divorce again, this time citing irreconcilable differences. Plus, Offset allegedly getting another woman pregnant just a month earlier. In June 2024, things got even heavier when their third child was born in September 2024, right in the middle of their separation. Fast forward to January 2026, the divorce still isn't finalized. Offset's been accused of harassment, refusing to sign the papers, and even making threats. So, yeah, when that FaceTime video surfaced, showing him allegedly threatening Cardi's current boyfriend, it wasn't just another scandal. It was the emotional breaking point after nearly a decade of heartbreak and chaos. The tension between Offset and Stefon Diggs didn't come out of nowhere. It had been boiling for months. Everything took a turn right after Cardi B officially moved on with Diggs in July 2025. That's when Offset went live. mocking Diggs for taking Cardi back and calling himself like cancer, basically implying he was inescapable. People online laughed at first, thinking it was just petty ex energy, but it was actually a serious red flag for what was coming next. By November 2025, things escalated even more. On his album Offset, he flat out dissed Cardi, calling her a downgrade for being with Diggs. Then, he reportedly DM'd rapper Finesse 2 times about a video, claiming Diggs had stolen Cardi from him, which quickly sparked a messy public clapback. But the real shocker came from model Jordan Gore, who leaked texts allegedly showing Offset asking her to give drop, meaning provide Diggs' location. He even referred to Diggs as an op, which in street slang means enemy, suggesting something much darker, like a setup for harm. Offset's team tried to clean it up, denying everything and saying the messages were unrelated, but no one was buying it. Around that same time, he posted, then deleted, a cryptic message that said, "My kid, LOL," aimed at Cardi's baby with Diggs. His rep later claimed it wasn't directed at anyone specific, but the screenshots told another story. At this point, people were convinced Offset wasn't just bitter. He was obsessed with Cardi's new life and happiness in a way that went way beyond normal jealousy. Meanwhile, Cardi's own behavior showed the emotional toll it was taking on her. Through late 2024 and into 2025, her live videos turned heartbreaking. On December 4th, 2024, while Offset was out in Miami partying with a new girlfriend, Cardi went live again, this time crying, saying he'd been sending her threats and that his girlfriend was even joining in the harassment through calls and taunts. Exhausted and breaking down, Cardi said in tears, "He's disturbing me. I can't even enjoy my life."
Yo, I really don't like doing the internet. I really, really don't like doing the internet. But the sad, stop calling me. Me to stop calling me. Because you will talk to and a mother will play in your face and your face over and over and over and over and over again, and she'll be like, watch what I'm about to do, watch what I'm about to say. And it's sad that this really like to play games with me when I'm at my most vulnerable time.
It was the cry of someone who'd been pushed to her absolute limit, and the world was finally starting to see just how deep the drama ran. That kind of vulnerability can't be faked. It's raw, painful, and real. This wasn't some performance for clout or cameras. This was Cardi B, a woman who's been betrayed in public, dragged through scandal after scandal, and now left fearing for the safety of the new man she's trying to build a peaceful life with. Back on September 26, 2024, while she was pregnant with their third child, Cardi addressed Offset's alleged threats, saying he'd tried to revoke gifts and was gearing up for a court war. With tears in her eyes, she said, "You could go to a club and probably get drunk. Give them women $2,000. Thank you for my kids, though, all 3 of them. I don't regret them, but I regret you." That last line hit like a punch to the gut. She didn't regret the kids, she regretted him. Then came one of the darkest moments in their timeline, the March 31st, 2025 X Spaces rant. During that emotional breakdown, Cardi alleged that Offset had sent her disturbing and threatening messages, hinting at murder, suicide, and revenge plots involving private content. She cried on audio, "He's mad because I showed his girlfriend. My life is in danger." And that's when everything shifted. Because when a woman says her life is in danger because of her estranged husband, that's not drama anymore. That's domestic terror. Then, on June 1st, 2025, Cardi went live again, this time in full emotional collapse. She was crying hard, venting about Offset's constant harassment, saying he kept playing games while the divorce dragged on. Through tears, she said, "I hope you get the ending you deserve." Some called it bitter, others called it revenge talk, but anyone who's ever seen abuse recognized what it really was. The desperate plea of someone who felt trapped, cornered, and running out of ways to be heard.
I'm not really like a person that likes to go to authorities like that. Like it's not something that I do. It's not something that, I don't know, I feel like I grew up with a Dominican family. They were hustlers. My uncle, he got arrested for somebody snitching on him or this weird shit. I be trying to keep the peace, but I'm really tired of getting harassed.
That confession from Cardi B was powerful and crucial. She grew up in a world where going to the cops was considered taboo. In her Bronx upbringing, snitching was seen as betrayal, a line you just didn't cross. But when even someone like her, raised by hustlers, toughened by fame, and built to survive, finally admits she's tired of being harassed, you know things have gone way past normal celebrity drama. This wasn't gossip anymore. It was danger. Then came the November 2025 blow that broke her down even further. After Offset allegedly shaded her newborn with Stefon Diggs, Cardi went online again, visibly terrified. Through tears, she said, "My life is in danger. I feel threatened." That moment shook her fans to the core. She was just weeks out from giving birth, yet already forced to defend her baby against the messy revenge baby rumors and nonstop harassment that made her feel unsafe in her own home. Imagine that. A new mom holding her newborn while fighting off digital attacks from her estranged husband. The emotional weight was unbearable. Every live, every post, every tear showed a woman who wasn't just heartbroken. She was scared, and the whole world could see it. And that's when her connection with Stefon Diggs started to mean something deeper. Their relationship became more than just headlines. It looked like her chance at peace. Rumors about them started swirling around October 2024, right after she filed for divorce. Sources at first denied Diggs was the other man, but by May and June 2025, they stopped hiding it. The two were spotted together at a Knicks game and later on a private yacht, sharing intimate moments that made fans believe Cardi had finally found someone who made her feel safe again. Cardi later revealed, Stefon Diggs became Cardi B's anchor through all the emotional wreckage left behind by Offset's betrayal. When things were falling apart, Diggs stayed solid, patient, calm, and steady. In September 2025, Cardi announced her pregnancy, and Diggs responded with nothing but love, showing public support on social media. 2 months later, in November 2025, their baby boy arrived, and fans could finally see Cardi smiling again after years of chaos. Diggs, born November 29, 1993, has kept things classy the whole way through. While Offset was allegedly throwing threats and shade online, Diggs never clapped back. Instead, he posted cryptic motivational quotes, keeping his peace instead of feeding the drama. With an estimated net worth of $20 million, he's not just a star athlete, he's a businessman and humanitarian too, working on fashion collabs with Nike and backing youth programs in his home state of Maryland. Instead of matching aggression with more fire, he chose to protect his peace, his woman, and his family. But now, the fallout is serious, and what comes next could change everything. The leaked FaceTime video doesn't just spark gossip, it has real legal consequences. Legal analysts are already saying the audio could become key evidence in Cardi's push for sole custody and a restraining order, showing a clear pattern of Offset's alleged instability and harassment. One hot new hip-hop commenter even put it perfectly. This audio is gold for her lawyers. Cardi has accused Offset of making similar threats before, but this leak, it could solidify her claims for both asset division and child support. And it doesn't stop there. Legal experts are also hinting that Offset could face criminal charges under Georgia's terroristic threat statute, since that's where he resides. If prosecutors decide to move forward, this scandal could go from social media drama to a full-blown legal nightmare, one that might finally catch up to him for good. If Stefon Diggs or Celina Powell decide to press charges, things could get real serious, real fast. Offset could be staring down arrest, heavy fines, or even probation, especially given his past legal history, including those 2015 weapons charges and multiple probation violations. Powell's "fear for my life" statement isn't just emotional talk either. It adds serious legal weight, possibly turning her words into evidence of witness intimidation. And if the case somehow ties into Powell's $15,000 claim, there's a chance the NFL might take a closer look too. Since Diggs plays for the New England Patriots, league officials could review the situation under the NFL's personal conduct policy. Even though Diggs is clearly the victim in all this, sources say the team might consider extra security measures just to be safe. But so far, there's been no official comment from the franchise. Still, one thing's for sure. Diggs' career shouldn't take a hit just because his girlfriend's ex-husband decided to throw violent threats around. Meanwhile, the damage to Offset's image is already looking brutal. His once golden rep as a member of Migos has been crumbling for years thanks to constant infidelity scandals. And now this violent portrayal only makes him look worse. Fans are turning on him, and insiders are whispering that this could lead to tour cancellations, brand pullouts, and even label distance from Motown. YouTube commentators have started dropping breakdowns predicting streaming dips for his new music, calling this controversy the final hit to his bad boy persona. Sure, a few might say it'll boost his street rep, but the overwhelming reaction says otherwise. The backlash is massive, and the narrative is clear. Offset's public image has taken a major hit, while Cardi B comes out looking stronger, more relatable, and more sympathetic than ever before. For years, people brushed off Cardi B's emotional reactions, calling her dramatic or attention-seeking. But now, this leak changes everything. It validates her long-standing claims of being threatened, harassed, and pushed to her limit. With the world finally seeing the receipts, she's likely to gain even more streams, support, and sympathy, perfectly aligning with her catalog of empowerment anthems about independence and strength. Her silence following this latest leak might not be weakness at all. It could be strategic, guided by her legal team. But if and when she finally speaks on it, that moment will explode online and only make her brand stronger. Meanwhile, Celina Powell's role in all this can't be ignored. Whether people love her or hate her, her decision to drop that clip has pushed her influencer status to new heights. Even with all the ethical questions surrounding her motives, there's no denying she just boosted her OnlyFans subscribers and podcast listeners overnight. Still, she's walking a dangerous tightrope. One slip and her actions could be viewed as extortion, opening the door to legal backlash. Powell's balancing act has the internet split. Is she a whistleblower exposing the truth or an opportunist chasing clicks? The debate is fierce. In the court of public opinion, everyone's taking sides, but one thing is certain. The personal dynamics between all of them have changed forever. The relationship between Offset and Cardi B, already fractured from years of betrayal, has now turned into open warfare. His jealousy over her new love with Stefon Diggs and their November 2025 child has been fully exposed for the world to see. This chaos might even push Cardi to limit co-parenting, affecting their 3 shared children, Culture, Wave, and their youngest born in September 2024. The mental toll from all this drama can't be understated either. Cardi's had a documented history of emotional breakdowns throughout this saga, and this latest wave of stress could easily reignite that trauma. At the same time, Offset's behavior shows signs of deep, unresolved issues that fans and commentators alike say desperately need professional help. The growing calls for therapy and self-reflection in this situation aren't coming from a place of mockery. They're coming from real concern for everyone tangled up in this storm. What started as another celebrity scandal has now evolved into something much deeper, sparking major cultural conversations about toxic masculinity, privacy in hip-hop, and how social media has turned into both a stage and a courtroom for accountability. Outlets like Gossip even gave the chaos a name, calling it the Cephas scheming scandal, a nod to Offset's last name and the domestic tension behind the headlines. Their coverage put a spotlight on domestic violence awareness, reminding people that beneath all the gossip and memes, there's a serious reality playing out. If this case stays unresolved, experts say it could actually set a legal precedent for how threats and harassment are handled in high-profile divorces. Meanwhile, social media has turned into a wave of support for Cardi B. Fans all over are flooding her pages with messages of love and relief, calling the leaked audio her long-awaited vindication. Comments like, "Cardi dodged a bullet," literally, and "she's winning the divorce now," dominated timelines everywhere. Others weren't holding back on pointing out the hypocrisy either. One viral post read, "Offset cheated for years, but he can't handle Cardi moving on? Pathetic." That one comment summed up the double standard people were tired of seeing, how men can mess up repeatedly, but when a woman decides to move forward, suddenly it's a problem. That theme, the unequal treatment of men and women in breakups, became a major talking point across all platforms. Still, even with all the seriousness, the internet couldn't resist doing what it does best, making memes out of mayhem. Users joked about Diggs' NFL career, saying things like, "Bro wants to end his season early," and "Offset out here like a bad action movie villain." The web's ability to find humor in darkness, still undefeated. But not everyone found it funny. Many pointed out that these jokes downplay the real danger behind those threats. As for Celina Powell, opinions on her remain split right down the middle. Some praised her as a hero for exposing Offset, dropping comments like, "Queen for leaking this," while others slammed her as opportunistic, saying she's using chaos for clout. Either way, her name, just like everyone else's in this saga, is cemented right at the center of one of the messiest stories hip-hop has seen in years. People couldn't help but bring up Celina Powell's controversial history again, because let's be real, she's always in the mix when things get messy. Comments flooded timelines saying stuff like, "She's spilling all this tea about that 15,000 debt, but don't act like you're innocent, Celina." Her motives are still being questioned left and right, even though her evidence appears legit. The drama even crossed into the sports world, with outlets like Sportskeeda and Bleacher Report connecting the chaos to Stefon Diggs' NFL career. Fans started worrying that all this noise could become a distraction during the Patriots season, but so far, the organization has stayed quiet. No public statements, no press releases, just a professional silence while they allegedly monitor things behind the scenes. As of January 12, 2026, no arrests have been made, but fans and legal watchers are buzzing with speculation that this leaked video could help Cardi B's push for a restraining order against Offset. The footage, paired with Powell's statements, paints a clear picture of someone who feels trapped and targeted, and people are saying it might finally give her the legal leverage she's needed. Offset's pattern of behavior, from verbal shade to alleged violent threats, stands in sharp contrast to his old image as just the cheater. The internet's not letting that hypocrisy slide one bit. The same man who couldn't stay loyal now seems like he can't handle being left behind, and that irony hasn't been lost on anyone watching this unfold. For now, the saga keeps playing out in real time, with each person moving strategically. Cardi B is staying silent on the leaked threat video, focusing instead on growing her bond with Stefon Diggs. Offset's team has kept quiet too. No denial, no apology, nothing. Celina Powell, ever the chaos catalyst, continues using her platform to drop more receipts, while Diggs, the man whose knees were threatened, just keeps doing what he does best, catching passes on the field and posting motivational quotes off it. This story is far from over. The divorce proceedings between Cardi B and Offset are still unfolding, with new legal twists dropping every week. At the heart of all this chaos are the children, innocent souls caught in the middle of a war they never asked to be part of. They're growing up under the blinding glare of fame, while the adults around them battle it out in court and online for the whole world to see. Whatever happens next, January 2026 will forever be remembered as the month the world heard exactly what Offset was capable of saying about the man who now loves his ex-wife better than he ever could. Those tears that Cardi B shed on camera weren't just about one leaked video. They were about years of betrayal, months of harassment, and the exhaustion that comes from trying to move on while someone keeps dragging you back. When she said, "I'm tired of being harassed," it hit different, because she wasn't just talking for herself. She was speaking for everyone who's ever tried to escape a toxic relationship, only to have their past claw its way back, refusing to let go. It's pain that millions understand, and her voice turned that pain into power. The streets are watching, the courts are watching, and best believe, history is taking notes. If you made it this far, show some love. Like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment with your thoughts below. Let's keep the conversation going, because this saga, it's not done yet.